The book was just gone. A glitch in the Matrix. Ramon had a book completely disappear on him. He remembered sitting for a while reading the first chapters at a coffee shop. Ramon got up, paid, and was sure he took the book to the apartment with him. What made him so sure? He remembered picking it up the next day and deciding he wouldn't have time to read it, so he knew he left it at the apartment. When Ramon came fairly late home that night, the book was gone. Not the other two books Ramon had bought, but that one. He looked everywhere and couldn't find it. The next morning, Ramon went to the cafe to see if anyone had turned it in. Nothing. A month and a half later, he was packing to leave. Ramon thought, surely this book is now going to surface. Nope. Just gone. He remembered taking it out of his bag at home afterwards, but the book just disappeared. Or maybe there was a glitch in the Matrix. Jennifer says similar things have happened to her. The most interesting example was right after her wedding to her now departed husband. He died a few years ago. They were sitting in a small dining room of the very old home they were renting at the time. On the table in front of him was a set of cufflinks he had worn for the wedding a few days before. They came in a little box. When he opened the lid of the box to look at them, one of the cufflinks just popped out of the box and dropped onto the wooden floor. They heard it hit the floor, but didn't hear it roll or hit a second time, as in a bounce. It should have been right by the table, but it wasn't. They looked everywhere in that room, but never could find it. A few months later, when they were getting ready to move out of the house, he was upstairs packing clothes into a small duffel bag that had tiny exterior pockets. He put his hand into the pocket of the bag and found the cufflink. But, and this is what made it particularly strange, the pocket was so narrow and tiny. It wasn't gusseted, it didn't extend out from the bag. It was a small zippered pocket, just big enough to put an ID and maybe a credit card in. It sat very flat against the bag, which was most likely intended as a gym bag. This pocket was for your gym ID. There was no way that this cufflink could have just fallen into that type of pocket. It just didn't gape open. Besides, they never kept that bag in the dining room, and they knew it wasn't there that day. They used to tell one another that the house, being very old and somewhat run down, loved having them living in it, because they brought love within its walls, and it was giving it back to them as a gift to thank them. But who knows? Now, when things go missing and sometimes reappear again, Jennifer usually blames it on her departed husband. Things disappearing and then reappearing in strange places, or never reappearing at all. Have you ever experienced this type of glitch in the Matrix?